In this dirty old part of the city where the sun refused to shine, people tell me there ain't no use in trying.
Hi y'all. I thought I'd do a touchdown with everything that's happened today, and more devastation on its way, and what's happening with our remodified freedoms and where it's all leading us, and with the contagion growing in society. It's draining mentally and physically. Bit like that song, you know, I've got to get out of this place. They played that song famously in the era of the Vietnam War, and it explains it if you listen to it. The original by the Animals. It's amazing because you can relate to it. So, and with the contagion and what's happening now with the economy breaking down as it is, and it is breaking down. It's not a bright future for anybody. And it's not a bright future, I think we forget about our next generation and the next generation after that, which are our children, our future frontier, our new frontier, let alone the people and the adults that live now. But I think we're forgetting about the future, and that's our children. And of course, you know, you hear the song, you know, got to get out of this place. That's what our children will be singing. That's what our children will be asking. How to get out of this place. Because at the moment they have no future. They haven't even got their schools. They've got to do homeschooling. They have a lot of things now are going to leave our children facing so much hardship they'll never recover. Because if our economy doesn't recover, then we won't. And once the economy starts to break down and deteriorate, we do. As a society, as people, as individuals, there is nothing. And I also was interested watching the ABC News to find that Kerry Chant was asked whether children is it impacting children, and she couldn't answer that at that time. But I dare say it is. If it's not the contagion going to get the children, and it eventually will if it isn't now, and I think there are a few cases of not only teenagers, you know, they're children too, catching the contagion, but little ones too. But she was asked at that time, and I think forgetting that the children not only have to be protected from the contagion, but they have to be protected for the future. And we, as people, individuals, whether you've been a mum, dad, your kids are grown up, or you got little ones, or you're a grandma, we've got to be faced with the question, do we really care enough to be able to sacrifice what we think our beliefs, which aren't true about the vaccines, and say that we will be vaccinated for the future of our children, or they will have none. And if we're not vaccinated, or the nation doesn't, and the children start getting the contagion and dying, who do we blame? Whose conscience at the end of the day? Who's got to be left with that? So I really think for the children's future that we now have got to be vaccinated and end the lockdown, end the restrictions, end that, because it is most important. Sorry, something dropped in the background. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, it is most important for our children's future now. Well, if we want to end lockdowns and restrictions for the nation and for our children's future, then please have a conscience. Go and get vaccinated, because without us doing that, all our children will be affected. If not with the contagion, but with their freedoms. They'll have nothing. They won't have their schools, they won't have anything. And that's a sad position to be in if I was a child, knowing that I couldn't even play with my friends or run in a park freely without wearing a mask and being restricted with my freedoms as a child would be a terrible thing. But to grow up with that, knowing that is the future, that is the new norm, the new life, would be a terrible thing for our young ones. And we wouldn't like to think that we're going to, and if there was, now with the new mutant strains coming along, that we kill our little ones, not realising. So if I was a mum or dad or a grandma or whatever, I'd want to do it for my little ones, the young ones, the little ones, our future, our new frontier, the new generations. And also another topic I want to talk about, or a little bit of an interest, is a reporter asked Kerry Chan on the news whether something or other about night, and I think it was to do with night activity, whether people get around more of a night than day. Have a reality check, government. Yes, they do. And a lot of people get around and by Uber. And the reason why I say that, I've heard 2 stories of people getting Ubers from Parramatta to Schofield. Now, I don't know whether they're regulated, but if there's organisations that move people with disabilities and so forth, they're regulated. They stay within the laws and provide by them, but I don't think Uber drivers do. And I don't think they're monitored, which is another big concern, because a lot of people are moving around in night activity for Ubers. Now, do Uber cars actually state on their cars that they're an Uber within the times that they're driving as an Uber driver? I don't think so. See, that's the practicality, isn't it, of Uber. It's private. So it's just like driving around an ordinary car. Well, that's how partly the contagion. I was horrified at 2 stories I've heard, which are true, of people doing the wrong thing, and I couldn't believe it. So I had to draw my attention to that. And also the Taxi Association, are they regulated also, where they take people, where they drop them off? Why are they taking them? These 2 organisations should be held responsible, but especially people that are getting Ubers and know that they're doing the wrong thing and spreading the contagion is a really bad thing. And it is happening. And yeah, there's a lot of activities, I believe, that go down over night time. So if the police can get out a little bit more of a night time, it'd be a good thing too, to monitor not only day but night. But anyway, look, I wanted to talk about masks. Now, we're getting on board with masks at the moment, but the thing is, you've got to protect yourself with certain types of masks, okay? We've all heard it, what's important, what's not important, but basically at the end of the day, it's what's practical and basic and is economical in price for you to buy. Now the thing is, I've got a little mask here. Now it's a level 2 mask, okay. Now that was only $10. And I found that very useful, very good. The practicality of wearing it makes me feel comfortable. I don't feel breathless with it. And I do dispose of them properly. So there you go. I just wanted to show you that. So, you know, it does matter what sort of mask you use. Don't use a cheap one or an imported one, you know. But anyway, so that's the thing. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it informative. As I said, with the people that do Uber, you should be held accountable because you're doing the wrong thing, and it should be monitored also because everybody else is. And as I said, the economy is shutting down, and so if we don't get on board with vaccinating and getting on with everybody, and even getting over the hurdles of people that are concerned about having the vaccination, you know, you should consider it now, because if we don't get on board with vaccinating and getting vaccinated, the whole nation, the economy is going to break down. We won't have anything. It's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be so devastating. It's like you'll see something in the movie, and that's what we are. That's what we've turned into. Now, you don't want that. The nation doesn't want that. So get on board. And not only that, our children look towards us. We are the future. Without us doing the right thing and getting on and getting the shot, call it what you want, getting vaccinated, they have no future without us. So remember that. And we have no future. Nothing. But despair and suffering and sadness for the future. Is that what everybody wants? And if you don't have a conscience, as I said, get vaccinated. Get tested. Anyway, like, subscribe and comment. And anybody experiencing psychological or physical abuse, reach out to your network, support services, they are there. But until next time, I hope everybody is going to do the right thing and get on and get vaccinated and get tested, because without us, our children do not have a future. Our children will die. We will die. There will be nothing. It will be that song. You know, how do I get out of this place? Got to get out of this place. So, until next time, look after yourself. I will say my 4 codes: respect, dignity, honour and integrity. That'll serve you well. Also, faith. But until next time, see y'all.